In this video, I'll talk about the SSI Restoration Act, which was primarily concerned with supplementary security income. Did it pass? That's a wonderful topic, and that's precisely what I'll address in this video. Let's go over it and go over all the specifics. First, as I mentioned a moment ago, the SSI Restoration Act is a piece of legislation that only addresses supplementary security income, or SSI benefits. If you're a person getting other Social Security benefits, such as retirement SSDI survivors, SOL or others, consider security income and the about 8 million beneficiaries who do receive these payments each month. This video has nothing to do with your monthly benefit. In fact, I've talked about you and your benefit in many videos on my channel, and there will be a ton more in the days and weeks to come. Months as well, but this one focuses exclusively on SSI. Before I go into the specifics, I just wanted to make sure it was clear so there would be no doubt because, as previously said in prior videos, each of these Social Security perks is really unique. The guidelines, restrictions, and qualifications, the amounts on the benefit checks. Things like these are all incredibly different from one another. Exactly like, to quickly make things clear, the legislation that is already in place is also quite particular to the various programs, and this one is only SSI. With that said, let's speak about what is happening in this situation. The SSI Restoration Act is, quite honestly, pretty excellent. It's a really positive thing for the program overall, for the recipients, and for all of us. Recognize that SSI needs some significant changes. It sounds like a car that is rolling down the street with a few flat tires, doors that are falling off, and no mufflers. It's rough and extremely noisy. Form appropriately, similar to the current state of affairs, SSI Restoration Act provides SSI with the necessary substantial tune-up and corrections. All right, enough rambling. Let's get started. Into it and go over the specifics. But before we do, I would really appreciate it if you could, in the event that you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Please note that there is a large subscribe button directly below the video. If you haven't already, click it. There is also a share button next to the subscription button. Spread the word about this video to your friends on social media. Many people are in need of this information and are constantly searching for it, which I provide to you on a regular basis, are currently evolving. It's a difficult moment. I'm researching and advocating on your behalf, reading the headlines, dissecting these videos, responding to inquiries, and doing everything I can to support you at this time. I understand that most people are going through a difficult financial period, so once again, I sincerely appreciate your help. If you haven't already, please subscribe here. Thank you for your time, and let's get down to business. The SSI Restoration Act is an excellent law, but I would like to make it clear exactly what is going on with if you've been watching the videos on the channel for any length of time. You've probably noticed that so far this year, Social Security has made a lot of fantastic announcements, and some adjustments are being made to several Social Security programs, such as SSI. In fact, a few months ago, we received statements from Social Security regarding their plans to remove food from the ISM, which is an in-kind support program. You've heard me mention upkeep before. That's a huge one as well. A short while later, they returned and said that rental subsidies will be eliminated along with any possible SSI drop. Verify, thus once more, the SSI program is undergoing some significant changes, and this is excellent. Realistically, some of these changes need to have been made decades ago, and they're doing a great job at it. Changes here, and they've also said that there will be more, so stay tuned. Fantastic. This is fantastic once again. It's great that SSI is now receiving some attention, and keep in mind that the SSI Restoration Act accomplishes a few important. One of the main things that a lot of people currently want is for benefits to be increased to the federal poverty line. As you may recall, I've already discussed the federal poverty line in all of the videos. Fantastic indicator that is available and keeps rising annually that would drastically alter SSI members' benefits. In fact, if they were to perform this incredible stuff correctly, payments would rise by almost 33% immediately away. so it greatly increases benefits for SSI recipients, making it the top priority. Secondly, they also wish to do away with the marriage penalty, which is, as you may recall, another important proposal that has been floated from this program, which is yet another terrible requirement that has been there for a very long time. But it's also included in the SSI Restoration Act. After that, they wish to raise the asset or cash equivalent for SSI recipients' asset thresholds range from $2,000 for an individual to $10,000, and, from $3,000 for a married couple to $20,000. That's another fantastic one, but it's not quite as significant as there are other provisions in the SSI restoration legislation to make some further significant modifications to the program, but that one is also included. Let's bring this whole thing full circle now. Once more, some folks have been contacting me and asking, wait, did they just pass the SSI Restoration Act? Are these changes they're making to SSI derived from the SSI Restoration Act? They passed it and are increasing our benefits with it. I frequently receive inquiries regarding this in the comment area below. Have they lifted the marriage penalty once more? I do occasionally get emails from folks expressly asking about this, so I can confirm that, as of right now, the SSI restoration legislation has not been passed in its entirety. I do want to keep concentrating on this because, thus far this year, Social Security has implemented a number of changes that are automatically implemented without the need for congressional approval. Is quite lovely. To be honest, the last thing we want to do is wait for legislators to fiddle around, discuss, and bargain while sipping coffee and, taking a 5-week holiday, and conduct a variety of actions before making a conclusion. The last thing we want is for legislators to make any PL decisions because they take a very long time and frequently they don't make a decision. Instead, they simply say, "We'll talk about it again at some point," but that time never arrives. For this reason, I'm trying to make the point that Social Security is already making some significant changes to. I just wanted to quickly bring up SSI for you, but to be clear, it is wonderful and extremely good for the beneficiaries, and likely many more to come based on what they've been signaling as well. No. Although the SSI Restoration Act hasn't been passed yet, what Social Security has said about the changes and what's to come, so far, is quite optimistic, especially at the concurrently. Who knows, perhaps they will begin to put some of these ideas into practice, or perhaps Social Security will independently contact legislators and advise, hey, you guys had to do something here, as far as SSI reform is also necessary. This program, which has been in place for more than 50 years, is excellent for the recipients, but it also seriously fails them because the benefits are insufficient. The asset levels are far too low for anyone to properly set up a rainy day fund or anything similar, because doing so will result in penalties, which is not a healthy situation. On top of that, the marriage penalty is another terrible law that has been in effect for a very long time and is currently being considered for removal. I hope this helps, but once again, I only wish to immediately clarify. Some folks have been contacting me and asking, hey, did the SSI Restoration Act pass? Will it pass this year? When will they be doing it well? Pass once more this year. It wouldn't be a great huge win for many, but it would be wonderful nonetheless. I can't say for sure what they're going to do for the remainder of the year. If some people chose to do that, it would be quite wise for them to do so. However, this is something we definitely need to keep an eye on, as we've seen a number of legislators make reference to this and discuss its many provisions. Therefore, we will need to keep an eye on this. However, there are also standalone legislation that focus on and discuss certain of the different provisions inside the SSI restoration legislation as well. They might pass these as standalone laws, which would make sense and be quite useful for many people. I hope this answers any questions you may have had, but let's wait and see what adjustments Social Security makes to the SSI program going forward. So far, so good. In my honest view, SSI is about to undergo some significant changes, which will be fantastic for the recipients. The benefits of the modifications that have been disclosed thus far have been really positive, so all in all, good stuff. To one more stop there, I hope this is helpful. If it is, please subscribe below. If not, please share the video with your friends on my social media by clicking the share button below. Return and view any of the other hundreds of videos on the channel, whether they are in the video library or the ones I personally picked for you at the top or below the description. Make sure you watch one of the videos that are now appearing in the comment box or on your screen. After you make your choice, you can watch that video, and I'll see you in the next one in just a minute, so be careful.